Today, we've got the first look at the Pixel 9 Pro that gives us confirmation on the specs and the design. Before we get started though, let me know in the comments who out there is waiting for the new Google Pixel 9, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest tech. So it hasn't been long since the official launch of the Pixel 8, and we've already got the Pixel 9 Pro leaked before we've even seen the Pixel 8a. Now of course, as always, there are going to be many out there saying that this is false and this isn't what the Pixel 9 is going to look like, but the leak comes from OnLeaks and he's proved himself to be reliable and accurate time and time again. If we quickly take a look at the Pixel 8 Pro leak from OnLeaks that he tweeted back in March 2023, you can see it's a very accurate render of the Pixel 8 Pro, and it was posted 7 months before the official release. And with the Pixel 9 Pro, he's outdone himself again and showing us the phone a whole 9 months early. He tweeted out these images along with a full 360 render and details via SmartPre, and as you can see, it looks very similar to the predecessor, but the Pixel 9 Pro has changed things up a bit with the camera module, as well as taking inspiration from a few other recent releases. Now OnLeaks provided us with these high-res renders here, and I've used this information to create these 3D renders to give you guys a good look at what we can expect. So if we start with the camera module, it's similar to the Pixel 8 Pro, but it's taken a more rounded approach this time around and it doesn't join up with the frame. It's essentially a mix between the camera module of the Pixel 8 Pro and the new Pixel Fold. Now it confirms that we've got 3 cameras including a periscope lens, and surprisingly the temperature sensor is still there. To be honest, I haven't used the temperature sensor at all on the Pixel 8, and Google still haven't had FDA approval to integrate it into any useful apps for human temperature. And when it comes to the cameras, we're of course going to get a wide angle, an ultra wide and a telephoto, and given that Google kept a similar camera system over the past few launches, I'm hoping that we will see some change on the Pixel 9 Pro, and the large sensor on the camera module also suggests that we will get support for variable aperture. The next notable change that you're going to see is the frame of the Pixel 9 Pro. Last year we lost the curved display in favor of a flat one, and this year the frame is also going to match. You can see it's a flat edge design very similar to both the new iPhones and the Galaxy S24s, and given that those phones have proved very popular so far, then it's not a bad move from Google. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pixel 9 Pro also comes with a titanium frame. And when it comes to the display, it's again going to be a flat display with a punch-hole camera in the top center, and we're actually seeing a reduction in display size from last year, and we're going from 6.7 down to a 6.5-inch display. Now interestingly enough though, the dimensions of the phone itself are actually 0.1mm taller and wider, but then 0.2mm thinner, but in reality you're not going to notice the difference unless you're holding them both side by side, and while we don't have confirmation on the display that's being used, we're likely going to see a big increase in peak brightness. The only other change you can see here is that the SIM tray has been moved to the bottom of the phone and it's now next to the USB-C port. Now on top of the new design, we will of course get lots of new AI features. This is where Google is really pushing things to the limit, and while there were plenty added last year, I think we're going to get a lot more with the release of the Pixel 9 Pro. Now for a start, we already saw the new circle to search feature on the Galaxy S24 series, and this was the result of a partnership between Samsung and Google, so this is no doubt going to be coming to the Pixel phones very soon. Now for those of you excited for the Pixel 9 or the Pixel 9 Pro, we're now going to run through the full specs, design, and the expected pricing to help you guys decide which one is right for you, so make sure you hit subscribe and we'll get right into it. So first up, we've got the standard Pixel 9. With the standard Pixel 9, we get a 6.1-inch flat display protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 2. It's a 120Hz Full HD Plus OLED display with a resolution of 2400 by 1080, and we're likely going to see some improvements to the peak brightness, and we expect something around 2400 nits. We get a punch-hole camera for the selfies, and while the camera is currently unknown, it's likely going to be a 12-megapixel selfie camera. On the rear, we get a triple camera setup for the first time ever on the standard Pixel. It's going to be a wide, an ultra-wide, and a telephoto camera. While the exact sensors are still unknown at the moment, The primary camera is no doubt going to be the same as the Pixel 9 Pro going by the previous releases, but for the ultra-wide and the telephoto, it's likely that it's going to have worse cameras than the Pro model. The phone is going to be equipped with Google's new Tensor G4 chipset, and it's going to bring with it improvements in performance, efficiency, and AI capabilities, and it's going to come with 8GB of RAM along with a choice of 128 or 256GB storage, and this will of course be UFS 4. We're expecting a 4600 mAh battery with improvements to fast charging, and while it's unknown at the moment, we expect 30W wired charging with 23W wireless charging, and of course reverse wireless charging. We get 5G support, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 7, and we also get an ultra-wideband chip, and the phone will of course ship with Android 15. Now the Pixel 9 is launching in October, and we're still awaiting confirmation of the prices, but it's estimated that it's going to launch from around $700. Next up, we've got the Pixel 9 Pro. With the Pixel 9 Pro, we get a 6.5-inch flat display protected by Gorilla Glass armor. It's a 120Hz OLED with a resolution of 2992 by 1344, and again, we're likely going to see some improvements to the peak brightness. We expect something around 2600 to 2800 nits. We get a punch hole camera for the selfies, and while the selfie camera is currently unknown, it's likely going to be a 12-megapixel selfie camera. On the rear, we get a triple camera setup consisting of a wide, an ultra-wide, and a telephoto camera. While the exact cameras are still unknown at the moment, it could be the same as last year, but of course there will be some improvements to photography compared to last year, whether that's through hardware or software. Now the phone is going to be equipped with Google's new Tensor G4 chipset, and this is going to bring with it improvements in performance, efficiency, and AI capabilities, and it's going to come with 12GB of RAM and then a choice of up to 1TB of storage, and again this is UFS 4. We're expecting a 5100 mAh battery with improvements to fast charging, and while it's still unknown at the moment, we expect 40W wired charging, 30W wireless, and reverse wireless charging. We get 5G support, Bluetooth 5.3, Wi-Fi 7, and ultra-wideband, and the phone will of course ship with Android 15. Now the Pixel 9 Pro is launching in October, and we're still awaiting for confirmation on the prices, but it's estimated to launch from $1,000. So overall, the new Pixel 9 and the Pixel 9 Pro are delivering exactly what we expect from Google, a slight change to the design with some new hardware and lots of new AI features. Now Google's main area of focus with the Pixels has always been in the camera department, so we'll definitely expect to see some improvements in both photos and videos. With the new design, we should see a much stronger and more durable phone than before, and along with 7 years of guaranteed software updates, this is definitely going to be a phone that can last you for some time. Now because it has so many similarities with its predecessor, it's probably not going to make anyone with the Pixel 8 rush for an upgrade, but for anyone with an older Pixel or looking to get their first Pixel, then it's going to be a great choice. Now of course, there's still lots of unknowns at the moment, but Google have never been good at keeping their phones secret, so it won't be long until more leaks come flooding in, and of course I'm going to be sharing them as soon as they do, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future.